Title: My family used my name to buy a life I never chose, then asked me to pay the bill. My name is Marin Hall. I was 32 years old when my father called me at exactly 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night and said, "You need to pay $240,000. At first I laughed because I thought he was joking. He wasn't. His voice was flat and tired, the same voice he used when the roof leaked or the truck broke down. "Tessa is in trouble," he said. "You need to fix it." I stood in my kitchen staring at the dark window above the sink. "What are you talking about?" There was a pause. "The debt," he said. "The credit cards, the loan, the car." My stomach tightened. "I don't have a car loan." "You do now." That was the moment I understood something terrible had happened. When I said I wasn't paying for debts I never agreed to, my father's tone changed instantly. "After everything we've done for you," he snapped, "if you won't help your sister, then you're no longer my daughter." For a second, I was silent. Then I said, "Then I guess I'm not." And I hung up. The discovery: I'm a CPA in Lynchburg, Virginia. Numbers have always been my safe place. Numbers don't lie. A column balances or it doesn't. That's why I check my credit reports every few months. About 6 months earlier, I'd noticed 3 hard inquiries I hadn't authorized. I disputed them and called my father. He told me it was probably a mistake, some clerical error. I believed him. I placed a fraud alert, but tax season arrived and swallowed my life whole. Long nights, deadlines, clients, endless spreadsheets. I forgot to renew it. I trusted the man who raised me. After the Tuesday call, I pulled all 3 credit reports and spread them across my kitchen table. 7 accounts, 4 credit cards, a personal line of credit, an auto loan, a store card. Every statement had been mailed to my parents' house. The total balance was $241,612. I built a spreadsheet because that's what I do when life stops making sense. Dates, account numbers, credit limits, interest rates. The oldest account had been opened 2 months after my father's auto parts shop closed. The newest was the SUV my sister had been showing off on Instagram. This wasn't one bad decision. This was a system. The visit home. The next morning, I drove to Amherst. My father was standing in the garage with a cup of coffee, pretending everything was normal. I opened my laptop on his workbench and turned the screen toward him. "Explain this." He looked at the spreadsheet, and he didn't deny a single thing. "It was temporary," he said. "Tessa needed help. We were going to pay it back." "With what money?" I asked. He didn't answer. "Show me the applications." His eyes shifted away. That told me everything. My mother stepped onto the porch carrying a dish towel. The moment she saw the screen, all the color drained from her face. No one spoke. I got back in my car and drove away. The whole ride to Lynchburg, my hands were locked on the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles hurt. The lawyer, at work, I missed a deadline for the first time in years. My boss closed his office door and asked what was going on. I told him enough for him to understand that my family had stolen my identity. He handed me a business card. "Call her." That afternoon, I met attorney Nora Bell. She looked through the paperwork in complete silence. Then she set the stack down. "This is identity theft," she said. "Forgery, conspiracy, and possibly bank fraud." Hearing those words out loud felt unreal. She walked me through everything. The FTC report, the police report, the identity theft affidavit, the credit freezes. I filed every document that night. Then a credit card application arrived in the mail. I opened it at my kitchen counter, and I recognized the handwriting. My mother's. Her signature was on the application pretending to be mine. I scanned it and sent it to Nora. She called me immediately. "This changes the case," like she said. "Forgery is a separate crime." She requested copies from other creditors. The same handwriting appeared again, and again, and again. My stomach turned, but something else happened too. I stopped feeling confused. I started feeling clear. The pressure campaign. By the 3rd day, the calls began. My mother called crying. She said, "Families make mistakes." She said I was tearing everyone apart. My sister texted me a selfie from the SUV and wrote, "Why are you being so dramatic?" My father called angry, then desperate, then angry again. I stopped answering. For years, I had been sending them money because I believed they were struggling. $500 every month. I thought I was helping my parents survive. Now I realized I had been financing a lie. The guilt began to fade. I wasn't abandoning my family. I was refusing to be robbed by them. Gus. The confrontation. On the 7th day, someone pounded on my apartment door. I opened it and found all 3 of them standing in the hallway. My father, my mother, my sister. "Can we talk?" my mother asked. I stepped aside. Too late. We sat around my kitchen table. The evidence was spread out in neat piles. Credit reports, account statements, loan documents, applications. I read the balances aloud. 10,000, 23,000, 48,000, 81,000. My mother began to cry. Then I laid down the applications with her handwriting. Her crying stopped. Tessa crossed her arms. "I didn't know the accounts were in your name." I looked at her for a long moment. "You've been driving a car I'm legally responsible for." She looked away. My father leaned forward. "We can fix this. Just withdraw the reports." "No. Marin, I froze the credit. I filed the police report. I gave everything to law enforcement." My mother whispered, "Please." I shook my head. "You used my name to build a life for yourselves. You didn't ask me. You didn't tell me. You just decided I would pay for it." My father's face hardened. "We're family." I looked at him carefully. "No, family doesn't steal your identity and then demand gratitude for it." The room went completely silent. The final sentence. As they stood to leave, my father turned back. "It's not too late to make this right." I met his eyes. "It became too late the night you decided my name was available to steal." No one had an answer for that. They walked down the hallway without another word. I closed the door and leaned against it, listening to their footsteps fade away. For the first time in weeks, the apartment was completely quiet. I walked back to my desk. I opened a new spreadsheet. I made a new folder. I began organizing the next steps of my life because the truth was this: my life hadn't been ruined. It had been returned to me, and this time, no one else was going to sign my name. Outro. If this story hit close to home, remember, being related to someone does not give them ownership of your future. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is say no, even when the people asking are the ones who raised you.